Hey guys, this is Mike Labarge with 2A Scotch and Cigars. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at the Chillin Moose by Foundry. This is a 6x60. It comes with a very nice light brown wrapper, a double cap. The pre-light smell is a very light hay, almost a barnyard type of smell. Not too much to it. Some nice tight visible seams. The veins are not too prominent. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get this guy cut up, start toasting it, and we'll let you know what we think. Well, that's not too good. Right off the bat, we cut it, and part of the wrapper came off just part of the cap. Wow. That's definitely not too impressive way to start a cigar. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and toast it and get into it anyway. Now, these are cigars that I have smoked several times in the past. They are definitely on the budget side of cigars. Down here in Florida, they're running just about $4.50 for this particular size of cigar. For me, it's one of those cigars I like to keep on hand for nights where, you know, I want 2 cigars, or a buddy comes over who doesn't have a cigar of his own, he wants something to smoke. These usually work, but wrapper's coming apart, my mouth just trying to light it. Let's see. Alright, so besides that initial little bit of a problem with the cap coming off there, we got a pretty nice draw to start. Very decent smoke output. The finish is fairly short. There's not a whole lot hanging on to it. It's more of a straight tobacco taste. There's not any type of spice, maybe a faint cedar, a little bit of hay. Not much else going on with it. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna smoke this first third, and then we'll come back to you after the first third and let you know what. Hey guys, so I'm back after the first third of the cigar. So far, there has not been any type of major changes at all with the cigar. The body is staying right along the medium, maybe light to medium side. The flavors are still just about the same. There's not a whole lot going on with it. It's mostly a straight tobacco taste with a little bit of a black coffee type of bitterness, which for me, I don't particularly care for that bitterness, to be completely honest with you. I have smoked a cigar in the past and don't remember tasting that type of bitterness in the past, but on this particular one, it's been very distinct. It's almost the main flavor that I'm getting out of it. The draw has been great so far, no issues at all. The cap that I had issues with at the beginning has not become unraveled at all. Ash held on for about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. No issues there. But in terms of overall flavor, there's just not a whole lot going on with this cigar. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna continue smoking it, get back to you after I finish the second third, and we'll see if any new flavors come about or if that bitterness goes away, which hopefully it does. All right, so I'm back again. I just finished smoking the second third of the cigar, and up until this point, there has not been anything major at all to comment on. The flavors have pretty much stayed the same. The burn has pretty much stayed the same. Ash has fallen off about 1.5 inches, 2 inches into the cigar. Have yet to have to touch the cigar once. It's burning pretty good. The only flavor change that I've had since the last update was that the bitterness I talked about earlier has toned down quite a bit. It's still there, but it's not as big of a deal as it was earlier, which to me is making the cigar quite a bit more enjoyable to smoke. Overall though, up until this point, it's a very straightforward cigar. There's not a lot of complex flavors to it at all. It's a good cigar if you're laid back with a couple friends just hanging out to smoke, but the one that I'm smoking tonight is far from impressive. Definitely not something that's blowing me away. Maybe something's gonna happen in that last third of the cigar that might change my opinion, but up until this point, it's been very plain. Just not a whole lot going on with it. But keep in mind, at this price point, there's only so much that you can expect from it. And for what it is, it's not too bad. But we'll get back to it in a little bit and we'll let you know if anything changes. Alright, so I'm back with the final update on the Chillin Moose. This time around, there's a couple flavor changes to point out. The bitterness I was talking about in the previous update has subsided and is essentially gone. With the bitterness not being there anymore, you're able to taste a little bit more of the wood and the leather. Now, those flavors are definitely still on the mild side. The strength is very mild and the body is a medium at best. This cigar has had a pretty good burn the entire time, have not had to touch it up once. No cracking or splitting on the wrapper, besides when I initially cut it, the cap kind of fell to pieces. It's been decently enjoyable. This, for me, is definitely not a cigar that I'm going to light up on a night where I want to kick back and relax and enjoy a glass of good scotch or anything like that. But for this price point, these are a good cigar to keep on hand. Have a few in your humidor if you're gonna, light up a second or a third cigar for the night and you don't want to smoke anything expensive. Or maybe you're gonna go to the golf course or go fishing or something like that, where your main focus isn't going to be the cigar. But for me, if you are going to be focusing mainly on the cigar, there's just not a whole lot going on with this. The flavors are subtle. It's pretty straightforward from beginning to end. It's less than impressive, but for the price point, it works. I would say give it a shot, keep a few on hand, but it's probably not going to be your main go-to by any means. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.